Hi, everybody. My name's Kelby Parton. I am the industrial arts teacher at Victoria Junior Senior High, just a couple miles east of Hayes. I'm in my final stretch of my Master's of Instructional Technology. I'll have this class. I just finished up AEP 867, whichever one that was, Instructional Design and Assessment. And then I have Cultural Diversity in the fall and my practicum in the spring, so I can see the end. And 2 years ago, I would have been not even close to this. So I'm excited for this last push through. Um, I'm going into my 7th year of teaching. I've taught at 3 districts, some big districts. My student teaching was a full year. I kind of did a long-term sub thing at Great Bend, so I've taught at 5A. That's still student teaching, so I don't count that in my professional years. I've taught at a 3A, and Victoria's 1A, so I've taught at every size you could think of, small, medium, and big. The reason I'm pursuing this degree is it's not for anything fancy reason. It's move over on the salary schedule and make it easier to do relicensure and keep moving over with PDC points instead of taking classes. And I'm just kind of excited to see what I can do. I knew I didn't want to just get a master's in secondary education, and I have no intentions of being an administrator yet. I'll get to that in a minute. But I think the Masters of Instructional Technologies, it's geared towards like STEM teachers, and granted I'm a shop teacher, so I don't do as much cool stuff in my classroom as I could, but I'd like the idea of maybe someday if I decide to step away from the classroom, it's something cool I could do, teaching teachers how to use some of these cool technologies. So yeah, just other experiences, and like I said, I don't see myself leaving the classroom because I can't think of a better job I'd rather do. I get to I get to be in there and watch kids learn a skill they can take and have a career with, whether it's welding, cabinet making, construction. I get to see them make projects. I'm in the environment I would want to go work at if I had a blue collar job, but I just get to sit back and teach kids all these cool skills. I'm not having to give them essays and tests all the time. I get to just teach them how to work and hopefully instill a good work ethic in those kids. And from what I've seen in administration, why I would never want to, or at least at this point in my life, is just, man, you get to do all of the not fun stuff of education. You're out of the classroom, you're not spending as much time with your group of students. Which, granted, if you are a great one, maybe you are constantly in there with the students, but I know you can't always do that, and then when stuff really hits the fan, it falls on your shoulders, and I'm just not ready for that right now. I'm still enjoying my time in the classroom, so I'm going to keep doing that. A little bit about me: I'm married. My wife's from Victoria, that's why we ended up here, and obviously I went to Fort Hays State University for my undergrad, and I've been wanting to come back ever since I left for my first teaching job, so I love it here. I've got 2 beautiful little daughters that one will start pre-K next year, and they're 1 and 3, so the other one's got a while. But when I'm not spoiling them, I try to spend a lot of time in the outdoors. This summer fishing if it's not too hot, and there's no wheat to cut. But I love to hunt. That's what I try to do in the fall. That's why I'm busting my butt on classes in the summertime, so that I have a little more time in the fall and the spring to be out chasing deer, ducks, and pheasants. Hopefully once this journey's over, I have a little more time to do that, but I'm sure, as some of you other parents will know, I'm sure the girls will keep me busy just as much as this class ever could. And lastly, traits of a good and bad leader from my point of view. So I'll start with the bad. A bad leader to me would really be, at least in my eyes, is a micromanager. You don't trust your staff. And I'm looking at this through what I've seen in administration. Like, I don't like when someone's micromanaging us as a staff and you need to do this, this, and this way. Not try think that you can't do your job, um, or acting like they are when you suggest something, or they say, well, no, we're going to do this. Like, you were in the same shoes before, and maybe you've been in the classroom longer than that administrator ever was. So we're all professionals, and I think sometimes administration or leaders don't like to act like that way, like when they get this ego on them because of their position. And I've had that. That's why I left my first job. It wasn't necessarily that, but it was my second year there was our COVID year, and so we all went home in spring, and I think it was time. I just felt like my administration wasn't there for the staff or the students. I think they were there for themselves, and COVID gave me a good reason to just start something new. That spring I started looking and went to another school for some experience at a 1A school district before I knew this Victoria job would be open, and now I'm here and I don't plan on leaving, unless Fort Hays Applied Technology calls me up, but we'll see about that, maybe someday. As far as good leaders, though, they do the opposite. They let us teachers do our job the way we can do it. It may not be all the same. It might not be exactly how an administrator foresees it in their shoes, but if what they're doing is working, they should let your teachers teach the way they know how and the way they do effectively. Now, if they're not being effective, and give them guidance, give them good guidance, not just reprimanding, but show them, hey, maybe this is a good idea for you. Or when a teacher comes and asks an administrator, like, hey, I need some guidance in this, give them good feedback. And another big one, like when I see it a lot with rookie teachers, not that I'm some veteran, but I've been in education a while, but sticking up for your staff when, let's say, you have a parent issue or something. Always having your staff's back is a big thing to me. Granted, make sure you did the right thing, but as an administrator, I think you should always be on the side of your staff unless there's obvious reason not to be. And even then, try to just cool the situation. I've never put myself in anything that I was involved, guilty of, but I've had parents that, well, rah, 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 and then I've seen some admin that oh, yep, it's your fault, as two educators, and that's just not right. You need to have your staff's back. But that's what I think. I'm looking forward to this class. I've heard a lot of good things about this class, and I'm excited to get it started.